The flight attendants at Air Canada, represented by the Canadian Union of Public Employees, or CUPE, represents over 10,000 flight attendants who work for both Air Canada and Air Canada Rouge. The union's importance lies in its role as the collective voice for these employees, ensuring their rights, safety, and economic well-being are protected. The key areas of importance lies: number 1, ensuring passenger and crew safety. Flight attendants are frontline safety and security professionals. CUPE's role is to ensure its members receive consistent, thorough training and up-to-date information to not only to protect themselves, but also the passengers they serve. Number 2, protecting workers' rights and compensation. A key focus for the union is to negotiate and enforce a collective agreement with Air Canada. This agreement addresses critical issues such as wages, working conditions, and job security. The union works to protect its members from issues like unpaid labor, a significant point of contention where flight attendants perform work-related duties on the ground, such as boarding and pre-flight safety checks, without being compensated. And number 3, advocating a fair workplace. The union is dedicated to advancing the overall working condition of its members. This includes addressing concerns about rest periods, work-life balance, and ensuring fair treatment with a zero-tolerance policy for discrimination. Also, CUPE works to ensure the professionalism and dedication of Air Canada's flight attendants are reflected in their contract and are acknowledged by the company as well as the public. Currently, flight attendants at Air Canada on a strike after contract negotiations with the airlines has been stalled. The protest has resulted in a major disruption of Air Canada's flight operations, leading to the cancellation of almost entire network as of midday on the 17th August 2025. The primary reasons for the protests are: number 1, the wages. The union argues that the airline's latest wage offer is below inflation and below market value, while Air Canada claims its offer of a 38% increase in total compensation over 4 years would make its flight attendants the best compensated in Canada. The union points out that the proposed 8% raise in the first year is not enough to keep up with the rising cost of living. And number 2, unpaid work. A key point of contention is the issue of unpaid work, particularly the time flight attendants spend on the ground, including during boarding and deplaning. The union is demanding compensation for all hours worked, arguing that it is unfair for employees to perform duties without pay. And finally, the arbitration. The union has rejected the offer from both Air Canada and the federal government to resolve the dispute through independent arbitration, stating that they prefer to negotiate a fair, consensual contract that their members can vote on. In response to the strike, the Canadian government has intervened, ordering the flight attendants back to work and imposing binding arbitration to end the labor dispute. However, the union has defied this order, claiming it unconstitutional and a violation of their rights. As a result, the protest and flight cancellations are still ongoing. We are talking about nearly 100,000 stranded passengers at the airports internationally and locally. As the dispute has been escalated till the Canadian government intervention, I hope it will ultimately lead to a settlement that is expected to be a compromise between two sides, addressing the union's demands for fair compensation and working conditions. Till I see you all in another episode, stay safe and stay strong.